The Skol chant is going indoors while it's feeling like minus 15 at least outside. Here at US Bank Stadium, we've got a winter whiteout and inner festive ornate jacket. Here's Christina Pink.
Well, hey, happy holidays, Adam. And, you know, I think I have an idea about what Justin Jefferson wants for Christmas. A little piece of history. While quarterbacks are trying to chase him, he is currently chasing the NFL single-season receiving mark. He is 342 yards away from breaking the record currently held by Calvin Johnson. Jefferson told me it would mean a lot to me. I want to be the best receiver in this league. I want to be a Hall of Famer, and I want to do something that has never been done in the sport. And to think that I could be the only one on that list, well, whoever thought it could be me. Adam?
Kevin O'Connell may have had an inkling his first season as Vikings head coach, leading them to an NFC North crown. Meanwhile, the Giants, here's what they need. If they win today and two of the three teams that they are currently in front of lose, that's the Lions, Seahawks, and Commanders.
With an NFL legend. Apply for the NFL Extra Points credit card and live your rewards.
Shout out to Leah and Tom and Paul and Kelsey and Hannah and Maury over there at Fox 9 on a frigid day on Christmas Eve. Nice and warm inside. So is Carissa Thompson. Game break, CT.
Yes, Adam, and so are the Lions. Winners of their last 6 of 7 games. The hottest team right now, Jared Goff finds Shane Zylstra for this 3-yard score. We are all tied at 7. Adam?
Life is when I have dragons to slay. Something awful's bound to happen.
911 Lone Star, January 17th on Fox.
We had 4 punts between the teams to start the day. An effective Vikings drive to get a score, and now an effective Giants drive as they have a fresh set of downs inside the Minnesota 40. There's Ben Bredesen. He rotates in at left guard behind Nick Gates. He's in the NFL. Helps set up the field goal. A 10-0 lead for Minnesota after the takeaway leads to a field goal. I mean, it's Christmas Eve. Mrs. Claus is...
she's a big Vikings fan.
She's a big Vikings. She's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to carve... Everybody deserves me time, even on birthdays. Right. Glad she's taking time for herself. For you today, we've got Eagles and Cowboys coming up in the late window. And then on Christmas Day, all the networks will have something for you. Joe, Daryl, and Pam are ready in Miami for Packers and Dolphins. That'll be at 1 Eastern here on Fox. Our friends at CBS and over at Nickelodeon for some slime. It'll be the Broncos and the Rams, and then Tampa Bay at Arizona. The Buccaneers still battling to finish it out in the NFC South. 16-yard line. Fair catch for Rager. I know it's not snowing out there. Let's find out what's coming up at halftime with Kurt.
Coming up on the Verizon halftime, we'll have scores and hype. I can't see the prompter.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Oh, this is so much fun, Kurt. And I bet everybody thought it was going to be TV.
Former Giant. That's kind of what it looked like for the last couple of days in various spots around the country, including right here.
Yeah, it's all fun and games when you're in LA and it's 72 degrees and you're
guys,
pretending it's snowing.
Listen, not to tell you that Santa isn't real, but that snow is not real in Los Angeles. Early right now. Barring a penalty, the final play of the half is Cousins going down. O'Shane Zimenez was in there. Leonard Williams was in there, and that closes out the half. And there may be a Minnesota injury on their offensive line. It looks like O'Neal is getting back up. First half stats are brought to you by Geico. Giants outgained the Vikings. Pretty even in a lot of these categories. A couple of teams that have played tight games throughout the year. A 10-7 Minnesota Viking lead at the halftime break on the Giants. This is how the half closed. Pressure from the Giants. They love to bring it.
Yeah, normally you want to get to the outside edge, and you see they bring a little blitz around the outside to keep Kirk Cousins from flowing over there to launch that deep ball. And really nice design by the Giants and Wink Martindale, their defensive coordinator, to get that, and that's what creates the sack there.
Vikings are 7-1 at home. They somehow have 11 wins with a very slim point differential of +2. The Giants have 8 wins this year. Their point differential is -25. These two teams have played some wacky games over the course of their year, and now in Week 16. Both battling in a tight one, a 3-point contest. Beautiful day in Minnesota. I'll just pull the curtain back. So on television, you got a bunch of games going on in this early window. And what we're trying to do is try to line up all of our halftime breaks with the halftime in Los Angeles. So then we have to vamp for a couple of seconds sometimes. Sometimes you got to do other stuff.
This is what I was wondering what we were doing here.
People at home are probably wondering, like, well, this is nice. These are nice shots of everybody. What are they doing? Well, we were vamping, so now everybody's lined up, and now we're going to send you to Kurt Menefee and company for the Verizon halftime. That's how TV works, folks. Good ball game in Minneapolis. That's our game flow brought to us by Progressive. Look at our first half stats. The one turnover in this game did lead to a Vikings field goal. Part of a 10-7 lead, and the Giants ready to return. Sound of the Yaller horn, which from Old Norse is literally translated as yelling horn. Gets us going at half number 2. Gary Brightwell will not have a shot. So with that, we welcome you into our very festive, I like using this word, ornate broadcast booth. Lovely done work by our fantastic crew. Adam, Mark, Christina in a moment as well. It's kind of what we expected. These two teams have played 21 one-score combined games this year. We got a one-score game at half, and we're expecting a close one.
Yeah, and a great game right now from an execution standpoint. Both offenses operating. Daniel Jones has been great running the football right now, and he's got that ball back. Saquon Barkley, the focal point, along with Hodgins.
Holding defense, number 97. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the result of the play. Automatic first down.
Phillips on the call. Christina Pink down on the field. What'd you learn, my friend?
Well, you know, Brian Daboll told me he just wants to see more of the same from his offense. He said the turnover hurt us, but it's 5-1 on penalties. He said the penalties have been the biggest issue. I mentioned T.J. Hawkinson and Justin Jefferson getting big plays in the first half, and he said, we didn't give them the big plays. We haven't allowed the explosives, none of those 50 or 60-yard plays. They also lost Azeez Ojulari in that first half, so he said we got to continue to mix things up defensively.
Boy, that is a key name for that Giants defense. Both Cousins and Jones have been hot.
Kevin does a great job calling the offense. I said it's unfair, you know. I'm the blue-collar guy going against Harry Styles.
How about a little music from a sushi restaurant as Wink made an interesting comparison. These two exchanged some friendly text this week. O'Connell has a lot of respect for Wink Martindale and vice versa, although he did not think that Wink had the best possible comparison, although that's a pretty nice one, I think, for Kevin O'Connell. You get the Harry Styles reference. But these are two very impressive minds for what they do. Kevin O'Connell on offense and Wink Martindale on defense.
And one thing about Wink Martindale, at the end of the day, no regrets.
Yep.
He is going to bring every blitz. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, he's going to sit down and go, well, nothing else I could have done. I'm bringing the pressure, and we'll see what happens. And the real theory behind that is we're going to make 2 or 3 more plays than you're going to make. We're going to create 2 or 3 more big plays than we give up. But at the end, that's going to be enough to win.
Cousins from the 25. Out there for Hawkinson. And a tackle after a good gain on first down. Let's check in with Christina Pink down on the field.
Hey, slow start for the Vikings offensively with their scoring, but Kevin O'Connell might have said finish at least 3 or 4 times to me at the half. He said finish plays, finish drives. He said we're not sustaining drives defensively. We got to understand, we got to keep them between the 20s. But he said offensively, I got to help my guys out, stay aggressive, and stay in attack mode as a play caller. Use that tempo to help the guys out.
It's something that Adam Thielen talked about with this offense. He said he's never been a part of an offense that kept on attacking no matter the situation. So the teams on the sides of the tree, they're all waiting for an opportunity to maybe clinch a playoff spot, join the Chiefs, Cowboys, and Niners, and Vikings, and Bills. The Giants are in that area too. And then get your bags packed for Cabo in a few weeks for the teams on the bottom there of the tree. That'll be their gift. You can head to vacation. So if the Giants win this game and both the Seahawks and Lions lose, Giants make the playoffs. We'll keep you up to date on that for the rest of the afternoon. And right now, guess what, New York? It's right in front of you to clinch your first playoff spot in 6 years. 2016 under Ben McAdoo, the last time they made the playoffs. Their only trip since winning Super Bowl 46. Wednesday on Fox, the holidays keep on giving. That's a nice line by Joe Williams, our AD. 15th ranked Oregon. I know Kayvon Thibodeau will be watching this. They'll take on Lawrence Taylor's alma mater, North Carolina, in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. It all kicks off at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Unanimous All-American and the 2019 Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, Kayvon Thibodeau. Excellent career with the Ducks. And it takes us to the fourth quarter, where what do you know? We're locked in a one-score game. No surprise. This has been as wild of a season as you can find in terms of game-winning plays on the final plays. Comeback wins. One-score games in the NFL. 3 out of every 4 games has been decided by one score. 21 games between these two teams have been one-score games. We got another one here. Now trailing. To the 25 is where the Giants will start this drive. When we talked with Brian Dable earlier this week, I don't know if you're familiar with the television show The Price is Right, not on this network. Brian Dable loves the analogy of the cliffhangers game. So we got a little yodeling music, which I know the Minnesota fans will also appreciate. But it's been a wild ride. 7-2 start. Most of those wins were by one score. They go through a bad stretch of about 4 games, 0-3-1, tie against Washington. They're losing games in the division. But then they have that nice bounce back against the Commanders this past week, and it's right in front of them. Those other 2 teams lose, and the Giants win. They've got a playoff spot. They've been seeking one.
Yeah, the mountain climber is all about controlling your next step. You can only control what's in front of you. That's what Dable is trying to tell this team on this drive right now.
And win against Minnesota. Eagles got them all the way back in week 2. Well, the NFC playoff picture is as such. So here's your division leaders. Out of the East, it's Philly. Out of the North, Minnesota. Brock Purdy and the Niners out of the West. Currently, Brady and the Bucs lead the South. The 3 wildcard teams are all out of the East. Cowboys, Giants, Commanders. Seahawks and Lions are still in the hunt. But again, if they lose their games in this window and the Giants win, et cetera, you know what happens next. Right on cue, our fabulous crew lets you know that the Giants are in business right now. It is right in front of them, but they trail by 1. And they're celebrating. Well, here's how we got to where we're at. Slow start for both quarterbacks, then both Cousins and Jones got going. Cousins finds Hawkinson for a 7-0 lead. It was 10-0 before the Giants drove, and Jones found his new top target, Hodgins, for the score. Huge catch by Hawkinson for a touchdown, which put them in front 17-13. Graham Gano had a 55-yard field goal to make it 17-16. But now Daniel Jones is hoping to get the ball back in a one-score game. I'd say the same for the Giants, too.
It's the only type of games these two franchises play.
Here's how the Vikings have got here. 10-0 in one-score games, multiple games coming down to the final play. You got 11 wins and a +2 point differential. They've gotten blown out a couple of times, and they've won in very tight fashion. They have an opportunity here for what would be a career long for Greg Joseph. It would be a Vikings record. Julian Love is in the end zone just in case this is short. From 61. And he has done it again! And the Vikings do it again! Vikings record, a new career long, and a new Christmas hero in Minneapolis, Greg Joseph.
Can you believe that kick? 61 yards.
In year number 1 under Kevin O'Connell, and for yet another week the Giants are denied a spot in the playoffs. They're still in it, but Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins, and Greg Joseph win the day yet again in dramatic fashion. In a year full of dramatic finishes, no one in the history of the NFL has done it more dramatically than the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, you know, it was Metellus going to be the special teams player of the week, but I think I just trumped him.
Yeah, I think Craig Joseph just said, no, that's all right. I'll handle this. What a game. Vikings are still alive for the number